Alright, in this video we are going to discuss indices and we are going to discuss some of the basic properties of indices. So let's start from the basics. Let's suppose that you have written a statement that 6x to the power 4. Then we call 6 as a coefficient, 4 as power, or you can say that it's an exponent, and x is your variable, or you can say that it's your base. So in indices we are going to discuss some of the properties of variable or base. Alright, so property number 1, it says that when you have same bases and they are multiplying, so you need to add their powers. So now it will be x to the power 4 plus 5 implies that x to the power 9. So it's very simple. When you have same bases and they are multiplying, you need to add their powers. Similarly, if it says that x square y cube multiplied by x into y square equals to what? Now, we have 2x here and we have 1x here. So total we have 3x. So it will be x to the power 3. For y, we have 3y here and 2y here. So total y is 5. So that is first property of indices, that if you have same basis, same variable, right, and they are multiplying, so you need to add their powers. That is the first and the basic property. For property number 2, if you have same basis, right, if you have same basis, but instead of multiplying they are dividing, so you need to subtract their power. So it will be x to the power 5 minus 3 implies that x to the power 2. You can say that the variable or the power after the division sign, it changes its sign. What does it mean? Let's suppose that you have y to the power 3 divided by y to the power minus 5. If I write the expression in fraction form, so it will be y to the power cube divided by y to the power minus 5. Now, when you shift minus 5 in the numerator, so how you are going to write? It will be y to the power 3 in the numerator minus, because of division sign, and minus 5 the power in the denominator. So now it will be y to the power 3 plus 5 implies that y to the power 8. So if you have a negative power, it changes its sign when you shift it in the numerator, and it will be an addition. Furthermore, if you have a whole power, like if it's x to the power 3 multiplied by whole power 4. Now keep in mind that power multiplies with power, so that will be equals to x to the power 12. 3 4s are 12. So if you have power with the power, so you need to multiply those two powers. Furthermore, if you have more than one variable in a bracket and there is a whole power, so now you can write it that a square with the power 3 on it and b cube with the power 3 on it. So it will be a to the power 6 and b to the power 9. What I am supposed to explain here, that whole power applies to all the individual quantities present inside that bracket. Similarly, if you say that 2a square b and whole power cube, now that power 3 outside the bracket applies on all these three terms. So if I write it separately, it will be 2 to the power 3, alright, multiply a square already here and whole power cube, multiply b is here and whole power cube. So now it will be 2 cube is 8a, power multiply with the power, so it's a 6 and b 1 3s are 3, so that is your answer. Alright, property number 4, I label it as reciprocal property. Alright, reciprocal property. Basically in this property we cannot solve the negative powers. Example, let's suppose that you have 2 to the power minus 3. Now you cannot solve it. To solve it, you need to apply the reciprocate property. And what does it property says? In the denominator of 2, if there is no number, so it means that here is 1 already present. Now you need to flip that fraction, alright? You need to flip that fraction. So how you are going to write it? It will be 1 divided by 2, and when you flip that fraction, the power changes its sign, so that will be equals to 1 to the power 8, alright? Further, if it says that 3 divided by 4 whole power minus 2, since the power having the sign of negative, you cannot solve it. For that purpose, you need to apply the reciprocal property. That means now you need to flip your fraction. So it's 4 divided by 3 and whole power is 2. So now it's 16 divided by 9. That is your answer. Property number 5. Anything with 0 power, alright? 0 power, it means that it is equals to 1. Any number. Example. Now let's suppose you have 2 to the power 0 is equals to 1. You have a cube b power 2 and whole power 0 equals to 1. You have 9 power 2 and whole square equals to, it will be 1. So whatever you have inside the bracket, if you have that power 0, it always equals to 1.